Hey, this is Paris, and I'm back with another Cyberpunk 2077 video. And this time we are looking at Xbox gameplay footage from the Xbox One X and the Xbox Series X. So CD Projekt Red surprised us today with a new Night City Wire. Instead of the one that we're expecting on November 19th, we got this one a couple days earlier, and it is showcasing gameplay footage for the Xbox. You know, the community has been very vocal the past few months about wanting to see console gameplay, and CDPR, along with Microsoft, has delivered. And I gotta say, I am impressed. I did not expect this game to look this good on last-gen hardware, and not to mention the unoptimized version of this game on the Xbox Series X looks fantastic. It's wow. I really didn't expect this. Of course, I'm sure it's running at 30 frames per second, but to be able to see this game in this state on current gen hardware, which is or last gen, however you want to say it, which the majority of people are still going to have at this point when the game comes out in 3 weeks, I think we can all safely say that you're going to have a good time playing this game, be it on the Xbox One, be it on the PlayStation 4, or if you were fortunate enough to get a Series X, S, or PS5. It's going to look great. Obviously, we know when the PC version shows up, it's going to have all the bells and whistles, ray tracing, and all that. But this looks good. This looks solid. I would put this on par, honestly, with what I played back in June. I mean, which I thought looked great at that time. But kudos to CDPR. I mean, if they needed this extra time with some of the delays that we've had the past few months to get the current consoles to this state, I gotta say kudos to them, because it looks fantastic. The gameplay in this was outstanding. So what we got to see here throughout this gameplay, and I'm not gonna talk through the whole thing, is it looks like we got to see more of Watson. I'm going to assume a certain scene that looked to be Japantown to me. We made a visit to Lizzie's bar. We got more talk about Judy. We saw a little bit more brain dance, as well as Johnny Silverhand. And let me pause on Johnny Silverhand. I know Night City Wire Episode 5 is going to showcase Johnny Silverhand, so we'll know more. But even in just this little bit of gameplay, we run into Johnny Silverhand, and the conversations that he's having with V really highlights the fact that Johnny is his own person. He has his own agenda. We don't trust him. And maybe we shouldn't, and that's really going to play out throughout our dialogue choices when we have to make some of these tough decisions as we get further into the story. Johnny's clearly going to have his agenda, and he's going to give his opinion on things. Like, we hear him at one point basically say to not trust Judy. So we have to make a decision. Do we trust Johnny? Do we trust Judy? We're going to run into these scenarios as we play through the game, and I think that's fantastic, because we do know with Cyberpunk, our choices will matter. The branching storylines will happen depending on our choices and our allegiances, and one of the prime allegiances is going to be Johnny Silverhand. You know, how does that play out through the story? So I'm very excited to see that. Like, even in this Xbox gameplay, we're going on a quest mission, and like I said, you're going through Lizzie's bar, and just some of the NPC dialogue that you have in there, obviously we're going to have choices and things. I love the elevator scene with Johnny, because it kind of highlights how there's no load times in here, and it's very interactive even in that scene in an elevator, which is something you don't see in most games. So very impressed with what CD Projekt Red has been able to pull off with this game. And like I said, the fact that this is going to run on an original Xbox One, on an original PlayStation 4, and for all intents and purposes it's going to look this good, is a major achievement for them. We'll see, obviously, when the final product comes out, how the frame rate holds up, but just going by this, I'm impressed. So I think everyone that was concerned that wasn't able to get an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 or even the Series S here in the next few weeks, I think you're going to be okay. I think you're going to be okay playing this game on the last gen hardware until you're able to obtain the quote-unquote current gen / next gen hardware, which is the Series X and the PlayStation 5. And then they also mention again, 2021, we can expect the optimized versions of Cyberpunk coming to Series X and PlayStation 5, which I'm sure now we're going to get to 60 frames per second, ray tracing, things that the PC version is going to be able to do right now. So again, so impressed with this. And then as we even look at some of the weapons that we have in here. The gunplay looked good. I mean, it looks solid. I even love how later in this gameplay footage, the way the shotgun works in here, and we know all the different weapon variety types that we're going to have when we play in the game. So I'll say again, as I wrap this up, just remember, this is not Grand Theft Auto 2077. This is an RPG first and foremost. So that is going to be the highlight for me playing this game, is just creating my character, all the skills, the perks that go with that, because it is an RPG. Not to mention leveling up your weapons, everything that goes with that. So again, folks, be excited for this. I've talked about this game for the past 2 years, and this gameplay that we're seeing on the Xbox One X just pretty much solidifies that. I've been telling you guys, now you can see it for yourself, that be excited for this game. Be excited for Cyberpunk 2077. I really think we're in for a treat. Night City Wire episode 5 is coming here in a few days, so I'll have some content out for that as well. So again, I'm going to shut up here for the last part of this, but enjoy. This is Xbox gameplay footage for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm Paris. I will see you guys on the next video.
Well, what do we got here? And you just the cutest thing. If you're looking for a release, I just might be your man.
Kindly get the fuck out of my way.
Yo, you hear what this bitch said to me? Best watch your tongue.
I'd say it again, but what for? Your little skull sponge can't possibly get its gray cells around it.
I'm more than a chop doc. See, I know what people truly want. To be flattered, praised, patted. To feel like they deserve it. Of course. I can't remember each and every one. Even if it's a specimen as exquisite as you.